You're listening to the Chartographers.
It's another beautiful day in paradise, folks.
Chartographers! It's a music-loving podcast for music-loving people where we take every single album by a particular artist and we rank it all from worst to first. And guys, it is a historic day. I cannot even begin to tell you. This is the final episode of our fourth season, our fourth mini-season where we pick strange, fun, niche artists and do experiments, Tarantino soundtracks. Our first country artist, Shelby Lynn. And now, for our 50th artist that we have ever done a ranking on, we are talking about the first ever international group that we've done, the first foreign language group, the first K-pop group. And if you're going to do a K-pop group, guys, we're going to do the ultimate K-pop group. We're going to do basically one of the foundational, most influential, most powerful, even if they weren't the most commercially successful, people who know K-pop know exactly who they are. That's right, guys, there is no joke. They are the one, the only, one of the longest running K-pop groups in existence, if not the. That's right, guys, we're talking about Brown Eyed Girls, or subunit MNN if you're nasty. So Brown Eyed Girls, very importantly, they are a group that actually formed together because the members wanted to actually get themselves together. It wasn't something that was done by the label. It was actually four people. Jaya?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm saying everything correctly.
I know.
This is Taran's pick, and he has a great deal of familiarity. But Jay was actually the founder and the leader of the group. She's the one who hand-selected the other members, including Guy, who was actually eliminated from a TV show, a talent show. They saw her no, we need her in the group. And they just became this four-piece that started out kind of low-key and were basically kind of, they had some success, a couple interesting singles. And then once Abracadabra hit, girl, it changed the game. They introduced sexuality into K-pop in a way that hasn't been done before. They have been borrowed from Psy and so many other significant people. Some of their albums have gone to the top of the charts. It is a huge, crazy group that is still active today. We're talking about Brown Eyed Girls. I am so excited. You want to know who's talking about it? First off, there's me. I'm Evan Saudi. You might know me as the interviews editor of Pop Matters, and also I write for a bunch of whole other places. But most importantly, if you know anything about this podcast, then you know the person sitting next to me. The guy to my Narsha. That's right.
You're trying so hard.
I'm trying so hard. That's right, guys. The co-creator of the podcast, Taran O'Reilly.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm ready to get on the train. Get on the train.
Get on the train.
Get on the boogie train and talk about this group. I've wanted to talk about Brown Eyed Girls since we first came up with this podcast idea. Just because I just think their album tracks are just on a different level from a lot of the other K-pop acts you listen to. A lot of them are so produced and singles focused that you listen to the album and it's there's a couple good songs maybe. Obviously there are exceptions to that. I'm not saying every other K-pop group is like that, but that is the norm. So when you listen to a group like Brown Eyed Girls where almost every song is a banger or an incredible ballad that they sing the shit out of, then it really you see things a little bit differently. So that's, I'm very excited.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm excited, but I'm even more excited for our special guest that we have here, coming in, broadcasting in live right now from an unknown location. That's right, guys, we're talking about one of the number one K-pop fans in the world, and also one of the biggest Brown Eyed Girl fans in the world. You can find his art on Instagram, MB_art21. That's right, guys, Mason Bykowski is in studio. Mason, how you doing?
Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm nervous. How are
you? This might be your first ever podcast appearance.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're excited that you took up the mantle and the run, and you say that Brown Eyed Girls has been one of your all-time favorites for a while, right?
Yeah, they're a huge favorite of mine, and I was really lucky that they were my first ever concert back in 2016.
Wow.
They did a really small showcase in LA and Vegas, and I went to the LA stop, and it was I was standing front row on this tiny stage, eye contact, a high five Jaya,
oh wow,
a signed album. It was
oh my god,
the experience,
the dream.
And they are so much shorter live than you would think.
Yeah.
As someone who's 6'2", when I saw them, I was like, oh,
that's
because they. all of these K-pop stars, they're so tall and beautiful, but then you're like, oh, you just have good body proportions.
Yeah,
Jealous.
Every time I watch a live stage from Brown Eyed Girls, like I'll notice the backup dancers and I'll be like, oh God, they're so short. They're all 4 of them are like 5'2", I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But, that's normal.
Yeah, and so listen, this is a group, every single one of these members, they've had solo singles and solo acts, and we're going to talk a lot about in the Happy Hour minisode that concludes after this. But more importantly, though, the one great thing about Brown Eyed Girls is that they have a very specific and also very clear discography. Unlike a lot of other K-pop groups where there's the first mini album and the proper full length and the EP,
Well,
and there's
a lot of K-pop groups, they'll have like 3 albums, which is what we usually rank on this podcast, and then they'll have like 9 mini albums
or EPs or
with
something,
like,
right?
Like 2 or 3 songs on them, and that's sort of harder to talk about.
Yeah.
with our
System.
But
But that being said, thankfully they do have 7 basic albums, which are all incredibly fascinating. Of course, there is their very first debut from 2006. Their super bloated, track length-wise, Your Story from 2006. There is their little bit more ballady Leave Miss Kim from 2007. There is their big pop breakthrough in the form of Sound G in 2009. There is their even bigger pop breakthrough with Sixth Sense in 2011. There is their kind of pop come down of an album that is Black Box from 2013. There is their science-heavy record, Basic, from 2015. And then there is their covers album, Revive, from 2019. Now, they do have 2 other EPs in there. They have Your Love, and they have... My Style, that's right. And those are fine, but also very, very much qualify as EPs, as they have little instrumental bits tacked on at the end.
It's like 3 or 4 songs.
Right, exactly. So per our format, we will not be ranking them. But otherwise, this is, I think, a very agreeable list. They made it easy for us, thankfully. I'm glad they had the foresight to think about us. Very kind of them. Mason, do you have any disagreements? Are you okay with ranking these 7 albums here?
Yep.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Great, awesome. In that case, guys, we're going to do it. We're going to start with it. Starting with number 7 out of 7. We don't have to, all we're going to do is just a friendly debate. We're open to ideas. We're open to life-changing, mind-altering experiences and debates. But most importantly, Mason, you are the guest, so you are in the special, unenviable task seat. That's right, I'm just not asking for your ranking. I just want you to nominate out of these 7 albums, what would you, Mason, rank as the number 7 album of the Brown Eyed Girls?
I'm first. Okay, I don't think this is a bad album, but I think it's their most forgettable for me.
Okay.
I would say Leaving Miss Kim. It's not bad. I like it. I think that there's some fun stuff on it. It's very, 90s R&B heavy.
Yes.
That one and Your Story are very much Mariah wants her album back. So I like them, but I would say Leaving Miss Kim is, of the 2, the most forgettable. It's the one that I'm like, oh yeah, that one exists. And it's fun, but it's not, I wouldn't tell anyone to go listen to it right now.
Absolutely. I'm so glad we're all on the same page here. Because that always makes, because sometimes, it's not great when we rank the lowest album because someone's favorite.
Right, exactly. I know. But also, it's just so... both of these albums, but especially Leave Miss Kim, are just so ballad heavy. And here's the thing. Korea, they love a ballad.
They love a ballad.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And the thing is, that's great. But the thing is that these albums don't necessarily have the same kind of oomph that their later records especially have a certain color and a certain, musical dexterity to them. That yeah.
Especially Leave Miss Kim... It's we're talking about Oasis is on here, which is
cheesy,
arguably one of their worst songs for me.
Yeah,
Oasis is it's the end of the SM Family concert, and all of the groups are on stage and they're singing the happy end of the concert song together. Except that they have the good sense not to try and promote that as a single.
Right.
So and that that if Oasis, you think that's one of your strongest tracks, this is not a great album. There's a couple good things on here. I think the title track, Leave Miss Kim.
Yeah.
It's solid. I'm always a sucker for horns, of course. Triangle with its weird flute situation.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And I do like the backing vocals on Mine. Because
it opens with that little doo-doo-doo, this kind of very... Yeah. It's a nice little
it's
start.
Fun.
Yeah.
But that's kind of all there is to say
It's
about
my
this
best
record.
takeaway out of this album that is not full of takeaways.
Although this is on Got Fooled by You, is everybody get on the boogie train, get
Yeah.
on the train, get on the train, which is both just terrible, but also makes me so happy every time I hear it.
Yeah.
I just can't help but smile, even though it doesn't fit the song at all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So do you have any takeaways on this, Mason?
I think it's, I feel like when I think of Brown Eyed Girls, I feel of like something very thematic and concept heavy. And I just think that Leaving Miss Kim has interesting ideas. Like I think the title track had like a good, like if you look at the lyrics, I think it has like an interesting message.
Yeah.
But I don't know if like the album as a whole is as thematically strong as some of their other works are.
Definitely.
Well said. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, Taran, you were saying very specifically the lyrics of Leave Miss Kim. That exact phrase actually holds significance.
Well, yeah. Well, I like it just because, I mean, Kim is the most common surname in Korea, so and then it's talking about how, like, you know, metropolitan. It's talking about how, like, metropolitan life is, like, draining and boring, and, like, how they want to escape to the sun in the countryside and, like, get out of here. And I just like that
Get on the
it's,
train.
like, it's sort of a universal message talking to, like, tons of people in Korea are Ms. Kim.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that was
it kind of shows, and the thing is that Gain, actually with some of her solo work, like especially Fuck You, especially other things, she has a little bit of a psychodrama essence to her lyrics. She always talks about like some like abusive relationships and other things, like speaks about things in frank manners, and that's why like with Leave Miss Kim you can kind of see the start of it. It just doesn't translate to a good or interesting or engaging album ultimately. Like the seeds of something very different are there. It's just bleh.
Yeah.
So, So long story short, Mason, I agree with you. I would also vote for Leave Miss Kim as our number 7 spot, and I feel so good about that.
Great. Let's get it out of the way.
Let's get it out of the way. Cool. Let's do it. Number 7, Leave Miss Kim. Okay, good. So we're there. Now it takes us up to number 6. Now, Mason, you kind of spoke about maybe your story potentially being in the spot. I kind of want to turn it to Taran. I want to see, what would you
Absolutely.
do? The same.
Your story.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and it's a similar problem. Not, I mean, besides that it's 15 songs, which is way too many to sit through this kind of style. I mean, it has a couple runs where it's like 3 ballads in a row, and I'm just like, oh god, I'm so bored. I do think second is solid, you know, like sometimes the song doesn't have to be the absolute strongest, but if you give me an incredible vocal performance, like I'm happy. And that does happen a couple times on here. Like on the second song came and Forgetting. I really liked some of the vocal takes on there too. Or like I almost like String, except that it has the sound of a phone getting picked up and hung up again like a bunch of times throughout it, and I just think that's really annoying.
Yeah. But you were also talking about how like you noticed that vocally they do something different on this album that they don't do for the rest of their career.
Yeah, so in K-pop still at this point, obviously this is a full 90s R&B ballad album through and through, both this and Leave Miss Kim. Because that's what was popular. And so that style of singing was popular, that really like full-bodied, throaty, you know, like open, powerful singing. And then when that stopped becoming what was popular in K-pop and it switched much harder to like this dance synth pop, like light and bubbly singing sound, like with obviously like this is when Girls' Generation was happening and tons of other groups were doing that. And so they sort of switched to that too, and then they just kind of like obviously Jaya still belts a ton, and Narsha and Gan can give strong vocal performances later in their career, but they never go back to like I don't think Gain ever sounds as good as she does on Your Story. Again.
Hot take.
Like
Hot take.
She really is singing the shit out of some of these songs, and she just kind of stops doing that for the rest of her career. It's
Do you agree, Mason?
I agree until their most recent album. She really focused on her vocals again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, for example, like, if you listen to one of her solo songs, Paradise Lost, like, she sings the shit out of that one, too. But most of the time, she just doesn't. And it's interesting because both her and Narsha have vocal takes on most of the later albums where I hear it and I go, I wish that you had tried a little harder on this one. You know, like, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Like you're my all-time favorite K-pop group, but also, like, really, you had to go like full light nasal on that? I think if they had just like supported better and actually like sung it, some of especially the later ballads, like, would have been more effective.
Yeah.
But that's lots of hot takes there.
Yeah.
But anyway, this album, Your Story, I will say part of me is sad it goes so low because Fly Up With You Today with
Tonight.
Bobby Kim
Yeah.
is like one of my favorite songs by them ever. I
Put
heard
it on a mix CD for me way in the early stages.
because it was on their Greatest Hits album, which I listened to a ton when it came out, and they don't do anything like that anywhere else in their career with that guitar solo.
Yeah.
Like it's a beautiful song anyway, and
aside from the
sing it
rock
beautifully.
remix of Second, as we know, which is striking. And honestly, when I heard that kind of blew me away a little bit because I hadn't heard that. And Taran's like, "Oh yeah, well, have you heard Super Junior's debut single?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a rock song, but it fucking sucks ass." So
Well, I just mean that it was
right, exactly. Other people had
wasn't,
attempted
like,
the full-on rock
so crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's good. And the thing is that when that drum beat kicks in, when it goes full fucking Candy, I think I'm not like that. I'm there for that. But yeah, overall, it's an album that I enjoy more than Lead Miss Kim. I was surprised by because it just sounds so unlike any other records. It doesn't even sound like Lead Miss Kim, to be honest. But like in terms of takeaways, like Watch Out kind of like is almost alarming, into which all of a sudden this fast upbeat song just kind of hits you. But you gotta watch out. And it's just like, oh shit, we're going into full fucking like mid 2000s like hip hop, pop stuff. But yeah, Mason, what are your thoughts, takeaways on this?
Yeah, well, like, do you have any faves?
Yeah, no, I agree with Your Story. I will say when I first heard that album, I couldn't get past the first song because for some reason I love Second. And, like, the moment it starts with Jaya just going off, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd have to, like, replay it. And then I got to the rest of the album and I was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
So many ballads.
It's like there's smatterings of greatness here and there. I like Everybody. I like Forgetting. But I feel like a lot of it just kind of runs into each other and it's not very distinguishable. So I really like the first song, but I think it steeply goes downhill after that. But I think vocally it's an interesting album. I mean, 3 of the girls can really sing, and Mirio is a very talented rapper, and I think they do a good job of not making her feel forced in a lot of their songs, but she is a little bit forgotten in these first few albums, I feel.
Right, but as she goes on, Taran pointed out very distinctly, she can rap over anything. Fucking thing. You throw her a good old languid ballad, she'll find a way to integrate a rap into it. Maybe it'll be a little bit slower, but she'll still find a way. Upbeat song doesn't matter. Every single time, she finds a way. Also, I found out this fucking crazy thing about her. She apparently has the most copyrights of any female idol in terms of songwriting because she does all this stuff. She writes most of her own raps for Brown Eyed Girls, but she also writes some other songs for other people. So it's just like, she's one of the most published female idols, like, in Korea, which is just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I'm
exactly.
sure her and Ellie both are probably 2 of the most talented female rappers and have definitely some of the most song credits.
Yeah.
They've written hits.
Hits, girl, hits. Well, listen, I'm not going to have any argument. There's one album that I kind of maybe would put here, but I'm going to talk about that after we officially slot Your Story at number 6 on our ranking. So that takes us up to number 5 in terms of our ranking. And number 5, I gotta throw it out here because I cannot let this album get any higher personally. And it's fascinating and I appreciate it for what it's trying to do. But Revive, as a record, it's interesting. Here's the thing. So the thing is that this is a covers album. They're covering a lot of classic Korean hits. They're covering a lot of early, like, not even like first wave K-pop, but like some of the more popular songs like from back in the day. They're going through a lot more traditional things. They're reinterpreting things. It's fascinating. A consistent album, I'm not sure it does make. This is a thing that this comes off of after 4 years of kind of like them not really being a thing because Gaia was actually bullied online, I believe, for a little bit.
Yeah, she took a mental health break for a couple of years, so this was sort of their first
comeback.
Yeah. In like 4 years, and Yeah, I mean, I like this album a lot more now than I did the first time I listened to it. I think Wonder Woman is a fun enough single, but
Fun enough is exactly how I would describe it. Yes.
I really like their cover of Sorrow, which is for those who know K-pop, this is a hit. This is like one of JYP's like earliest as a record label hits from God, and I just really like. I mean, Brown Eyed Girls knows how to do salsa. And
They do.
They do.
And they
And
did
tango.
it really well with Sorrow. They took this like, early 2000s like fully DJ on the turntable type sound and turned it into this fun tango number. And
Yeah.
I just really like it.
And I will say, Invitation is stunning. It's a stunning dance pop song. Like, for the record, as much as Wonder Woman was the lead single, Invitation absolutely just fucking got me.
Well, and I think
in
they
that
knew
sweet
that
spot.
It was.
Yeah.
In early 2000s, it was.
Right. Yeah.
Lim Jung-hwa did it like early 2000s. JYP wrote it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Invitation is a lead single.
I mean,
and it feels like it.
It was a huge hit.
Right, and you were saying that Oh Hyung-hwa was actually one of the early K-pop success stories, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, she was in
She's featured on the song.
That early 2000s. I would call her part of the first true wave of K-pop.
Yeah.
She was huge for a long time. So that's part of why it's cool to have her on this record, doing the singing with.
But
Weird
then
Al.
when you get to Love Like a Spring Rain, Farewell Like a Winter Rain, when you get to the letter, that is just like snooze alarm city for me. They get into that languid ballad territory. Mason has thoughts and feelings about this. I can tell. No, please let it out.
I just I think this album, when I first heard it, I was very disappointed because I was waiting very patiently for 4 years.
Right.
I had really thought it was a wrap with the Brown Eyed Girls, and I had lost so many K-pop groups that I loved because I am a second-gen stan.
Yeah.
And we lost 21, 4 Minute. We lost all of them.
It was brutal for a couple years there.
When it was coming back, I was like, oh my god, it's happening. And when I heard it was a cover album, I was like, it all crashed down. And I heard it, and I was like, it's okay. I don't know, though. But I feel like this album is an album, you have to listen to it at night. Like, this is a nighttime album you listen to, like, driving in your car. Or, like, you did some puff puff, and you're just chilling at night.
I mean, that is how we listened to this album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I really do like some of the things on here. I think I actually really like the production on A Common Love Story.
Yes.
And as an introduction to this record that is overall pretty calm, I think that it was a good choice. I don't know why they chose Abandoned to get a whole ass music video.
Me either.
Like,
that was whack.
because like
that was whack.
they sing it well, but it's not that like it's not blowing me away. I literally I would pay such good money for a Sorrow music video, except I know that was already like a huge hit single, so it doesn't make a ton of sense for them to do that. But and then I kind of dig the weirdness that is The Sky. I don't know what this like when you're talking about Puff Puff. Like, that's... it's super illegal in Korea, so I know they didn't, but they could have to make that weird thing, because it's all over the place. Yeah. And I do also appreciate it as sort of like a break in each of the singers got to choose their own song, and all three of them chose a ballad of course. Run at the end there. So...
But when I nominated it, I saw your face right there. It was agape. It was gigantic. What were you shocked by this? Were you expecting this? What was going on?
I think it's a really great, in some ways, return to form for the Brown Eyed Girls. It's like what they debuted with, but, evolved. And I think that's interesting. I think A Common Love Story is like, when I first heard that song, I actually got a little teary because I was like, oh, this is what I've been wanting from the Brown Eyed Girls. Mm-hmm. And it was actually arranged by one of my favorite KR&B singers at the moment, Sumin, who has worked with a lot of K-pop people. She worked with BTS, she's worked with Red Velvet. She may not have had a hit of her own, but she has produced some good shit. Mm-hmm. And she rearranged the song for them. And I think she did a great job. And I think Wonder Woman didn't hit quite well as first, but I think The music video was really pretty, and it made me want to listen to the song again. Also, side note, Brown Eyed Girls has been repping for the gays for quite a while now.
I was
and have the
literally
drag
about to say that.
And I was like, snaps, you did it again. You did it in basic. You doing it here. Thank you.
I love that.
It's just one of those albums where it's like, I could just put it on and just like have a nice night. But I understand if you don't like it. I understand if you think it's maybe more boring or just not that interesting. It's one thing that it's something that I like, but I get that you would put it so low. But I also have an album hot take for later, so
oh,
we might
okay.
have to revisit.
Well, let's put it this way. I nominated it for number 5. What would you nominate for a number 5 slot?
Okay, this is a big hot take.
Oh, God.
I would put 6 Cents. Yeah, I think it's maybe it's like musically, like technically great, but I just am bored. It's just a lot. It's very theatrical.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. Both of you are so in disagreement.
Oh my
6
God.
Cents is one of my all-time favorite Brown Eyed Girl songs, though, I will say. And I like Love Motion and Hot Shot, but overall, I'm like, I gotta be in the mood for it. And I'm rarely in the mood for listening to that album in full.
I'm literally always in the mood for this album. Hot Shot, if Abracadabra didn't exist, Hot Shot would be my favorite song from them. Like,
I do not agree with that, but I understand where Taran's coming from.
I love that shit. Hey, keep the change.
All right.
But also, like, La Boheme didn't used to be my favorite, but it's grown on me.
La Boheme knocked me the fuck away this week. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. The thing is that, like, I am gonna be especially curious as to how you got here, because for me, 6 Cents is a very high up for me for a couple reasons. One, it is concise. It does a lot within the course of 8 songs. And B, in terms of pop maximalism, there is a freedom to this record that is just kind of mind-blowing, honestly, for me. Because honestly, when you get to the horn riffs of Vendetta, when you get to the fact that you have a fucking big band intro in the style of Swing It Shorty, and it's like, an intro is one of my favorite songs of the album, kind of blowing me away. On top of 6 Cents, we will have a whole goddamn discussion about 6 Cents in a bit when we talk about the album. So
Are you saying we're not talking about the album?
No, I want to talk about it in a little bit. But the thing is that, like, I can appreciate, I can understand it. Like, for me, 6 Cents is like, I would argue, they felt like they got liberated with Sound G. Sound G was the record that has Abracadabra. Abracadabra was the song that put them on the fucking map. It absolutely broke them through. It changed the game. It changed how a lot of people view Korean pop.
It sold almost 4 million copies.
Exactly. Like, it's a giant thing. And I feel like 6 Cents is them taking liberty, basically, like, using that artistic freedom to go even bigger and even weirder. And I appreciate that.
And that's the thing about Sound G is, I mean, I don't know if I'm totally ready to talk about it yet, except I kind of am. But Sound G, it isn't as good as I remembered it being. I love, Abracadabra is literally in my, like, top 10 favorite songs ever. Like,
it's so good.
I can't overstate how much I love this song. I love Candyman. There's some really incredible stuff on here, but it also Sound G still feels like the group from Your Story and Leave Miss Kim, and then by extension their EPs from the year before. They're still like a group that, you know, they put themselves together, but they are still on a record label. The record label is like helping source the songs and helping source the producers for them, and it still feels a little composed and like selected, and it doesn't feel as authentic. Whereas I feel like 6 Cents is the first album, and then all 4 of the albums after that, it sounds like Brown Eyed Girls, these 4 women made every artistic choice. Yeah. On, like, they got to pick the songs, they got to decide, like, what the sound of the album was, and what, like, it really feels like they had input in the promotional materials and the videos, and, like, and obviously they did have some of that earlier on, like, the video for Abracadabra caused tons of controversies, but, like, I feel like with 6 Cents, it was really their first, like, statements, their whole, like, the whole, all 8 songs fit together as an artist statement.
I mean, yeah. It's like, I think the thing is, like, I totally agree, but at the same time, it just musically doesn't hit me besides the title track. So I'll let you guys put it up. I think you guys made a really good case.
Like, it doesn't have to be number 1, but I listen, I rarely will be that guy, but we have to outvote you. at this point, just because, listen, I would you agree, outside of putting Sixth Sense aside, would you agree that Revive would be the other album you would put down here, or do you have super strong feelings?
I'm torn between Revive and Sound G.
Interesting. Okay.
So, I mean, Revive and Sound G are the two that I would have next. I would definitely...
You would put Sound G next.
I would definitely put Revive
number 5
as number 5 and Sound G as 4 personally.
I'm so surprised.
But Sound G, I mean, like I said, I think Strange Days sounds like it's like post 8-bit. I love the production on that song, and I love that they just do this like light, breathy, and Muriel's rap on it is so weird. And right before Strange Days is Moody Night, which is one of my favorite songs from them for
Which
sure.
is basically If You Seek Amy by Britney Spears.
And it's actually, it's from the same producer as the song on Black Box, Mystery Survivor. Which also...
Yes, it sounds like the precursor.
Yeah.
And so, and both of those songs sound like Black Box era Britney Spears to me. So...
Blackout era?
What? What did I say?
I think it's a Black Box.
I probably did say Black Box.
Same.
Yeah, Blackout era. You get what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's, I love half of this album. But the other half is Glam Girl and Addiction, which might be my least favorite song from them. Like, total all.
Addiction? Really?
I just, it's like they took Love and My Style and Sign, which are all the same song, and they just kind of like slowed it down and made it even less interesting. So that's hot take on that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the ballads at the end are fine. Well, and I think that's my other problem with it, is that because like Abracadabra is such a strong statement, and even like Glam Girl and Addiction and Candyman, like these all fit together sonically for me, and then there's 3 ballads at the end, and that's part of why I say like it feels like a record label made this decision, because like the ballads on Sixth Sense and the ballads on the rest of the albums, they don't like stick out so bad like I feel like the ones on Sound G do. And so for that, as an album listening experience, that's why I would put it lower.
Interesting. I mean, I think the ballads on Revive are especially heinous, but that's just me.
I mean, yeah, they're boring.
Yeah. So that being said, I think at the very least we can consensusly decide that Revive would at least be number 5. We can outvote Mason at least on that. But then, because I think that just has to happen. I have to bury that record at some point at number 5. But number 4, I hadn't really thought about Sound G in that light. It's just, and I think it's one of those things where I kind of agree. Sound G for me is defined by Abracadabra, because that song is it's like, there are a few other K-pop songs that hit kind of that point of like, it feels like 8 different songs on top of each other.
Right.
Like any part of the song could be a hook for any other major pop song. Like the only other song that comes close to that for me is like TT by Twice, or honestly Superhuman by NCT 127.
Yeah, where like the verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus could all have been like choruses for a hit for someone else.
Right, absolutely. Like, and so Abracadabra, I just feel colors so much of that, because it truly is. You said it's one of your top 10 favorite songs of all time, not even K-pop, just all time.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you. Like, it's just so fucking good. I mean, I think the question, like, that goes to you, Mason. Where were you when you first heard Abracadabra? You know, like, that's just kind of a foundational K-pop question.
I think my friend showed it to me, because I got into K-pop because a friend was just like showing me YouTube videos, and I was like, I like this, I like this, I like this. And I think she showed me Sixth Sense and then Abracadabra after that. And that's what really sold me on the Brown Eyed Girls, especially because the dance for Abracadabra. Come on.
Well, yeah,
it's great.
It's so iconic.
The dance is great.
It's like globally known, or at least like
dance,
in East Asia, like everybody knows that dance.
Yeah.
And can do it, you know?
And I love that part of the video where like it's the bridge and they're just, Guyan is like rolling on the floor. I was like, yeah, get it.
I mean,
done.
the backup dancers fully like touch her titties. Like they like rub their hands over her boobs in that part, and it's like, okay, Guyan.
And this was 2009 in Korea. Like,
Yeah.
no one would dare do that today.
Fully
in a big K-pop song.
Completely.
You couldn't get a Blackpink or Red Velvet to do that. You just
No,
couldn't,
you could not. Absolutely,
Never.
yeah. Instead, Red Velvet are going to be in the new Trolls movie, Trolls World Tour, coming out this summer.
Yes.
Mason's like, I know.
Okay, so in
I
that...
worked there.
That's right, God damn it, I forgot. You made that happen, didn't you? You bastard.
No.
So that being said, I will still fight for 6 cents for at least a couple more slots, I will say. But you said Sound G would genuinely be after Revive at number 5. You say Sound G would be your next candidate.
Yeah. I feel like we've had a somewhat good discussion about it already. I just think that there's some really good... It's a bit, like, half of it is great, and then the other half of it, you're like, meh.
Yeah.
And I think as good as Abracadabra is, and as good if we're even considering the repackage with Sign and
I love
that other
Sign.
song...
Drunk on Sleep.
Those are still great, but I just don't think it outweighs the stuff they do after it, because I think that there's so much good production and theme coming up for their discography.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say, Liberation was 6 cents, and I feel like some of their stuff after that too, it's like, wow, they went there.
Yeah.
Sorry, while we're talking about, you mentioned Drunk on Sleep, and I just have to point out that Drunk on Sleep is The Winner Takes It All by ABBA in Korean. It's not not like literally note for note, but it's really close.
Yeah.
And the song just like slowly builds from a whisper to a shout over the course of it, and like they sing the shit out of it. I actually really like that song, but
Me too.
it's just an ABBA song.
All right. Well, in that case, does that mean we're officially putting Sound G at number 4?
I think so.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're this is good. There is contention, and I appreciate that, and I love that, and that's great. So that number 7 we have Leave Miss Kim. Number 6 we have Your Story. Number 5 we have Revive. Number 4 we have Sound G, which I guess I agree with. I just wasn't expecting it. It's just like it's so legendary for other reasons. So that leaves 6 Cents from 2011, Black Box from 2013, and Basic from 2015.
And we know what Mason would put next.
Mason would
it's still
put
6 cents.
It's still 6 cents, right?
I feel like I don't want 6 cents to go higher, but I have I know you said don't come in with a clear number 1, but I do have a clear number 1.
I mean, I kind of do too. It wasn't a clear number 1 because it was between this other one and 6 cents for me, but I would say if it was up to me,
If it was up to Taran.
next would be Black Box.
I will succumb to this, but I love Black Box.
Okay. Let's talk about Black Box a little bit, though. First off, I want to say something, and I realize this may be controversial, but in terms of their legendary singles, Kill Bill doesn't do it for me. I am so sorry. The rest of this album, Link can talk about the rest of this album, and I will gladly talk about the rest of this album. I will talk about Recipe and everything else, but Kill Bill, weirdly, it just feels, I don't know, I just hate it. I really do. This kind of weird kind of bouncy synth thing that's not unlike the rest of their discography or their singlesography even.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really weird song, and I remember I didn't like it. I will say I grew to like it because I saw it live, and something about it live just hits well because I think the dance works really well, seeing it live, and then Mirio just has these 2 rap chunks, and she killed it when I saw them live. And that made me be like, oh, damn. I just can't wait for those parts specifically.
Right.
But I will say, it's a pretty weak single for the Brown Eyed Girls.
Yeah!
For sure. Because they have some terrific B-sides. Boy. Oh my god.
I mean,
I love Boy.
Come on.
So good.
That's Boy is a full Pharrell Williams production. It sounds like it could have been on a Justin Timberlake album or it's so good.
Right. But then you also have other things like Mystery Survivor.
Which I mentioned earlier. Sounds like Blackout era Britney Spears. It's so freaking good.
Honestly, He's Lying did it for me, too. I was very surprised by that.
He's Lying is almost like the Love Motion or the Strange Days of this album. It's the sort of mid-tempo groove. It's not as sexy as those other ones, but... He's Lying, definitely. I was like, okay, I fucks with this.
Yeah, and Recipe.
Well, yeah, obviously Recipe. Recipe, for those in the know, is produced by Primary, who is a huge producer in K-pop.
Primary. He's done some more stuff for them, which we'll get into because it's good.
Absolutely. He is like all over the place. Every song he touches is gold. He also, never mind. But that's, as soon as I was like, oh, it's Primary. No wonder I like this song so much. The Recipe for sure is also like one of my favorite tracks from them, hands down. And honestly, this album is just really good. It's just really good, start to finish.
Yeah. So, well, we're going up to the top three. I'm dying to ask, but Mason, was this your other number one potential Black Box?
This was not. This would have been my number 2. It wouldn't have been my number 1.
Okay.
So I guess you guys can tell what my number 1 is.
So and that is also my number 1.
Wait, which one?
Basic.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
So I would almost be okay putting like Sixth Sense next as a compromise, and then doing Black Box, and then. We have to talk about Basic still, obviously, but
I'm just amazed because I thought you and I were kind of moving into it because for me, Sixth Sense was so clearly my number 1 record coming into this week. I was just so utterly like taken with it and just blown away by its power and its like pure pop exuberance.
Yeah, and personally, Sixth Sense and Basic are about a tie for me. Like, Basic is, honestly, let's call it 3 songs longer, because Sixth Sense has 2 interludes. And so,
it's true.
Like, the highs and lows sort of even out between the 2 for me. If we're here, let's talk about Basic.
Let's talk about Basic. Well, Mason, what do you think about Basic?
Basic, when it came out, blew me away. I think, like, doing, like, an album about, like, space and time, I was like, oh, this is kind of a weird thing for a K-pop group to do. But they committed to the concept full throttle. It's one of those albums where I could listen to it the whole way through and not skip. It's just, to me, it's so good. I remember first hearing, what was the lead single? Brave New World.
Yeah.
And just those, hey, just like the opening haze and the beat. I was like, oh, we're in it. We're in it today.
Well, and that's...
The verses were good.
Yeah.
The chorus was good. Guying in the glitter in the rainbow tunnel, stunning, amazing, perfect.
Yeah.
Brave New World is, I've never heard anything else like it in K-pop, honestly. It's like this weird mix, like it has like disco string samples. They used a live bassist to record that bass line, because there's a lot of like real true funky things happening there, and like some improvisation, and it there's some really unconventional like key changes. Like the pre-chorus is in a completely different key from the rest of the song, and then after the second chorus, when just everything drops out and it's just like the beat and Mirio rapping, like it reminds me, like they did also use that trick in Sixth Sense, but it's even more effective in Brave New World. It's just so good.
Well, Brave New World is constantly on the verge of breaking out into Don't Stop Till You Get Enough by Michael Jackson. It never does. It's just always on the verge of doing it at any given moment. But more importantly, Basic, and Mason, hopefully you will agree with this, Mason, I think, is by far their horniest album by a long shot.
Wormhole? Are you kidding me?
Wormhole I don't like, just because there's a couple translations that I don't think work. I'm not feeling very well when you touch me down there. Like, that's the part that I'm just kind of like...
I'm not feeling very well, so touch me down there. Which I thought about. I think it might be a play on, like, hysteria. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a play on, because they used to prescribe orgasms.
It's catchy. I think these are women in their 30s now.
Right.
And they're doing a song about touch me down there. Oh my God.
Also,
like, your faves would never.
Yeah. I can't believe, because, okay, so the head of the, like, Korean censorship,
Bureau,
I don't remember what it's actually called, but
KBS
they are like notorious for making acts either completely not perform a song at all, like it just gets banned, like they're like, this is our lead single, and the Bureau's like, how about no, you can't perform that on TV. Or like making them change choreography, making them change lyrics. I cannot believe that Brown Eyes Girls got to perform Wormhole on music shows. I can't believe
either.
And they did it more than once. Like, it wasn't
like
just...
twice.
Like,
Twice, someone in Korea was like, this isn't sexual. This is fine.
I mean, they
And
literally...
you're like, is it because a lot of the sexual lines are like in English and they were just like,
Whatever,
maybe
sure.
they didn't have a translator.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like,
God, did
And then
they
they
use
have-
English as their way to get around it?
I don't think so.
I don't think
but-
so.
Yeah.
No, because there have definitely been English lyrics that have gotten censored before.
Yeah. I mean, Guyan put out "fuck you," so you know.
Right,
they had
and
to-
that, I mean, she was like, we're gonna promote this, and they were like, yeah, no, you're not. You can make a music video.
Right, but even with that, then you also have "Atomic," which is another very horny song
Yeah.
about having atomic feelings and the constant cries of "touch my body," like going on later on.
Yeah.
I am curious about the song, but then again, this is a record that also has Higgs on it,
So
which
fun.
is just this exuberant day glow pop version of like horns and like beats and whatnot. You also have Obsession, which I became very fascinated with this week, which is good.
Ooh, I love Obsession.
Me
Obsession,
too.
obsessed,
Me too.
hashtag. Right. And the thing is that, I'm just kind of surprised because for me, Time of Ice Cream is just kind of this, little, mid-tempo-y, kind of, breezy little opener that I just feel like is not indicative of anything that happens for the rest of the album.
So that's the other song by Primary, the guy who did Recipe.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that actually, Time for Ice Cream this is probably not a popular take, is probably my favorite Brown Eyed Girls B-side. Something about just the simple little R&B melody and just the I can't sing, and just the little hook at the beginning of the chorus
Yeah.
is so simple and enticing. It's one of those songs that I feel like I could just put on loop and take a walk and just enjoy the sun or something.
So it's actually also one of my favorite tracks from them, in my top 15 or so. I really enjoy it. I think it's a solid opener for this album because this album is so focused on live instrumentation. It's all about all about the drums and the guitar and the keyboard and the big horns and the strings, even if the strings are samples. And so to me, Time of Ice Cream doesn't feel out of place at all because it still is at least in that vein, as opposed to going back to Soundchi when you have full electropop with Motka, whereas on here I think it's actually it's a nice sort of ease in, and then it's fire, ha, fire in the hole.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think it's a great way to be where because Time of Ice Cream is also a little horny.
Yeah.
So it's it's their gentle come on, and then it works, and then fire in the hole,
Okay. I will say though, "Light to the Light" is one of the hits ballad blandness.
Oh
territory
yeah,
for me.
Jaya wrote that one, and it's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, that's the weakest song in my opinion, for sure.
Do you have other favorites on this one, Mason?
My favorites, I like almost everything except for Light. Dice Play, again, they're doing a lot of Latin influence there. But I think my favorites are Time for Ice Cream, Brave New World, and Obsession are definitely my top 3 favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wave is good. I like Wave too.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Wave for me is a little predictable. And you mentioned Dice Play, and that for me Dice Play is their least interesting foray into Latin, just because they've done it so well so many times that I could take or leave that one.
Yeah.
But it's not bad, and it's way at the end of the album.
Yeah.
So no biggie.
Yeah. It's I feel like that song is when you're listening through the album, you're like, this is fine, but I'm not just gonna be I'm gonna listen to Dice Play right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of when you're listening to the album, it's fine, but I don't want to listen to it just by itself and then listen to, TT. I'm I'll just listen to TT.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that this whole discussion is just fascinating because I just thought that the universal opinion would be that Sixth Sense would be the #1 Brown Eyed Girls album. And now, the thing is that Basic still was a surprising record. It definitely has a lot more thematic cohesion than any of the other records that they've had, truly, and I mean that. It's just, I'm just surprised that it's in that discussion for the top slot there. So then the real question comes to, now that we've talked about it, we still haven't ranked number 3, number 2, number 1 on this, how do we go? Because, I said, and I will still stand by the fact that Sixth Sense is my personal number 1. I know it's your number 2, although I know, Mason, you wanted to put it back way back there because this album did something to you. What?
I think you guys made a really great case for Sixth Sense. It's like totally just like I know nothing about music, and it's just like personal taste. It's not for me, but I think you guys made a great case for Sixth Sense, and I could see it being number 2. I don't know if I could let it go.
No, and here's the thing. I gotta tell you right now, if you're fine with putting Sixth Sense at number 2, I will gladly agree to that. We could put Black Box at number 3, and we could put Basic right near the tippy top if we're okay with that.
I'm very happy.
You okay with that? We agree with that?
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's literally, like, top to bottom, this is how I ranked it.
Oh, well, as long as Terry gets whatever the fuck he wants, then that's all that matters. So, guys, let's go ahead. Let's do the recap in our recap segment brought to you by Tums. That's right, guys. Let's go. Number 7, Leave Miss Kim. Number 6, Your Story. Number 5, Revive. Number 4, Sound G. Number 3, Black Box. Number 2, Sixth Sense. And number 1, as you know, the single Magic. Everyone loves it. It's a big old rock song that just kind of makes you feel... I'm just kidding. No, number 1 is Basic from 2015. Well, that is a journey that we just went on, and I'm very fascinated. But, here's the thing, listeners. We're not done yet. Oh, you thought we were done with the last ranking artist of our 50th ranking artist? No, we have a Happy Hour mini-sode right after this, which means we need to talk about their worst song. We need to talk about their influence on the K-pop genre, their solo careers, so much more. So in the meantime, though, Mason, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Plucking me out of obscurity and having me. I appreciate it. I really love the Brown Eyed Girls, and I was surprised a podcast was talking about them, especially because it doesn't seem like you guys have talked much about K-pop on your podcast before.
No.
And I was like, if someone does it, I was like, I'm really surprised they didn't do like BTS, because that's the name on everyone's lips right now.
Oh God,
but
no.
Like the Brown Eyed Girls, I was like, yes, someone else stands them.
Well,
it's not just me in America.
Yeah, I mean, so awesome. I watched Gangnam Style like when it still only had like 200 million views, and then clicked on 21 and watched I Love You, and was just like sold from there. So like
that song.
There in like 2012 and 2013. I went months without listening to any music in English. So I was like fully like I knew all of the members of every single group. And so that's part of why like I don't do that quite anymore, but I'm from that wave of
me too.
Hallyu.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like Brown Eyed Girls is
Some
so
Beast
big
Fiction, 21, 4 Minute, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's I would also I don't know how you feel about FX, but they're my other like
I like FX.
Yeah.
I like FX a lot. I think Pink Tape is overrated. But
Agreed.
I do like FX.
Yeah.
I think Pink Tape, I think that the couple albums they put out after that actually accomplished what everyone like said Pink Tape was doing. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. 4 Walls.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
So
look, guys,
good.
this is Happy Hour mini-sode material. We'll talk about that.
I'm sorry.
On top of also the other favorite thing in my life, which is the Wonder Girls. We're back. But we'll get to that in a goddamn moment. In the meantime, though, Mason, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We will see you in the Happy Hour mini-sode. And in the meantime, to all of our listeners, don't forget to like us. Don't forget to subscribe to us. We say those are words that are coming up, but what if you actually did it? What if you actually did something in your life to motivate and help us achieve greatness?
Don't let him guilt you. Like it if you like it.
Like it if you like it. Subscribe it if you want to subscribe it. Give us a rating and be honest. If it's 2 stars, we know you actually listen. So feel free to actually do that. In the meantime, though, keep on listening because you know that we'll be. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.
Hello, this is David from the New Movies podcast, Catching Up David. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about one of the movies we watched recently that I liked the most, and that was Lilo and Stitch. I especially liked the aliens in Lilo and Stitch, which I didn't realize was a thing.
He didn't realize that was a thing because David doesn't know anything about modern pop culture, he somehow missed all of the 2000s. So Kristen and I, we made a list of the pop culture canon, movies that we feel were influential,
and have really solidified their place in today's pop culture.
and we make David watch them. So if you want to experience someone experiencing pop culture for the first time having lived in a bubble, we can be found at Catching Up David on Twitter.
Or you can find us any place you listen to podcasts.
Or at catchingupdavid.podbean.com.